Hello and welcome again, guys. So I got a chest, shoulders, and arms day for you here. 14 weeks and 3 days out from Coburg Naturals in 2020. And let's just jump into it. So dumbbell floor presses to start. Notice that my strength is lagging a little bit. Obviously this far removed from a skip load where I'm hyper filled with glycogen. Obviously going to be depleting some of it. And we still got the 90s up for 3 good sets. It was 10, 10, and 8. The previous session I did chest, shoulders, and arms. We went 11, 10, and 9. So that's to be expected. This morning I woke up 165.6 pounds. Which puts me less than 12 pounds from the lightweight limit. So it's looking more and more like a reality. You'll see later in this video that my condition is, again, if this is the first video you're watching, my condition is far ahead of schedule, which is fine. But there are still some pretty nagging body parts that because I haven't been in show condition in a while, they're going to hold on to some of the stubborn fat until, I'm down probably below 160, and that's fine. But anyways, push-ups were the second movement. All 3 sets with 35 pounds added. Then we go to incline barbell press. It's no secret I'm a terrible incline barbell presser. So 175 for, I believe it was a set of 9 and then 2 sets of 8. Move on to the seated side laterals. So this was my first set here. So first 2 sets were with 10 reps. And you can see there's going to be a difference because I tend to, it's a small, I'm isolating really like a front and outer deltoid here. So I'm not resting a bunch of, not taking a 2-minute break between each set. It's closer to like 30 seconds. So as this third set goes, it gets a little bit sloppier with my form. Something I'm probably I'll rectify just on the last session for chest, shoulders, and arms. I'll rectify that with a different rep scheme. But 35 pounds, sets of 10, set of 10, and then another set of 9 here. After that, it's standing overhead press. Again, kind of like the incline barbell press. Not something that I'm extremely proficient at. But like I said in an earlier video, it is something that from the nipple line up, front to back, I feel is most beneficial for developing thickness. So a set of 125 here, and this is the third set, and I failed to get my 8 reps. So again, I'll probably open up the rep range, even though I started this training block at 3 sets of 12, but I'll revisit that on the last session and try to PR one of the 3 sets. After that, just band pull-aparts. Again, it's chest, shoulders, and arms day, and even though on back day, rear delts do get a little bit of activation. I want to do something on a day that I'm training shoulders to do something for the rear delts as well. So after that, it is pec deck, still hammering out the 3 sets of 11. These are tough sets, as you'll see. If you don't have to really see how the movement's going. You just watch my face, and this is a very tough set. But the first 2 are 227 and a half, and the last set, which is coming up next, is 230. But even from the last time I videoed chest, shoulders, and arms, like I was talking about, the water is coming out. The water is all out by this point. Water is shed from the skip load. I'm getting flat for sure. I noticed it definitely today. But this is the point in a skip load refeed cycle that you're burning through fat. And if you've been following me on Instagram, I'm pretty much dropping like half a pound a day at least, which is what I want at this point. I want to be easy breezy when it comes to like 6-7 weeks out, just in case there is another postponement of the show, there's a cancellation, I try to find a different show, whatever happens, right? So after the pec deck, it's the second time we went through the push-ups, and instead of 3 sets of 8, it is now 3 sets of 10. The first set was 27 and a half on my back, and then 30 for the last 2. You can really tell here that I'm starting to crisp up in a few places. So obviously triceps I believe on stage will be a strong point for me, but it depends on how this fat loss comes off. Obviously there's still some to come off, the triceps and that kind of like long head area, rear delts and shoulders as well. But yeah, like I'm happy with how my condition is coming along. I couldn't not be. And even though I'm getting flatter, because there's still extra body fat on me, the energy level is still pretty high. It just is, as a set goes on, there's no debuffing the muscle fatigue that goes on. And anyone that's done a show kind of like, they understand that feeling where this point of muscle exhaustion just sets in during your sets. And you have to find different ways to be able to extend sets at that point, especially if you're getting a little bit closer to the show, especially if you're getting flat and you're not on an aggressive refeed cycle. After the push-ups, we go to dips here. All 3 sets of 10 were with 60 pounds strapped on. Dips are one of my favorite movies. Like if I could pick a movement for upper body and I could only pick one movement, I would pick dips. You can even see from this angle, to stabilize, you have to activate a little bit of lat. There has to be a little bit of spinal erector there. Obviously, your front and outer deltoids come into play. You're using your chest and your triceps here. It's a great upper body movement. After that, the last movement is seated hammer curls, and for 3 sets of 12, I use the 40s. And this is another sort of, since the last video, you can really see certain parts are starting to crisp up here. So a lot more going on in the deltoids, a lot more going on in my arms. My chest is never really a weak point on stage, so it's a little bit weird. As I start to get closer to the show, body fat starts to come off, there's a little bit more pop to my chest. It's never gonna, I think because I have pretty narrow clavicules, it'll never be a super strong point of mine. But even at this point, at 165 pounds, at over 14 weeks out, you can see it starting to kind of take shape there. And after that, chest, shoulders, and arms day, because I'm dropping weight so quickly, like I said in the last video, I'm pretty much posing and taking pictures and videos after every single session. So no different here. Went back to the aerobics room that's full of mirrors and kind of gave myself a quick look over, took a video. I'll compare them to a week before. I'll compare them to when I started prep, just make sure that everything is holding on. There's no sort of muscle loss or anything like that, but it's pretty easy to see from this video that there's nothing that's being deleted from my physique. A little bit of a flatness is what I observed in the outer quads, upper chest, even the outer deltoid here on this shot. When you hit the side chest, usually it would pop out. But all in all, 14 weeks out, I can't be unhappy. I'm on track to blow my previous best right out of the water. And something I want to say too is in this room, I get the natural sunlight, which would, if you're watching, is coming from the right side. So some people sometimes DM me and say, why is your left leg so much smaller than your right? It's just the way the light is hitting it. My legs are very symmetrical. Anyone that's gone up against me on stage knows that. But that's it for this one, guys. Until next time, have fun. Good luck.